Okay, y'all, let's make this Make-Ahead Strawberry Delight delicious summer recipe. Hey guys, welcome to Nana's Kitchen. What are we going to do on this rainy day? Thank the Lord for the rain. We are going to make a Strawberry Delight. And y'all, this is delicious. This recipe comes from my mom and she got it in 1976. Y'all, if you like strawberry ice cream with a little pecan crust, come on, let's go. Okay guys, here's what you're gonna need, all right? First of all, you're gonna need 2 egg whites, and you're gonna need 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1/4 a cup of brown sugar. You're gonna need 1/2 a cup of chopped pecans. We got the chopped pecans right here. 1/2 a cup of melted butter, which is a stick. You're gonna need 3/4 a cup of white sugar, and 1 10-ounce package of frozen strawberries. And you're going to leave them partially frozen. This is not what my mom usually buys. They have them in a little tub at Walmart, but they didn't have them today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this and I'm going to pour a cup of sugar in and let them sit, because the ones in the little bitty tub have sugar in them. So we're going to do that. Also, you're going to need 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, and we are going to use 1 partially frozen Cool Whip, okay? Now, it's important that everything's partially frozen, the strawberries and the Cool Whip, because you're going to freeze it. And if it's already half froze, it's easier to freeze. So, let's get started. Let's hurry before they thaw. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and melt our stick of butter. And we're going to throw it in the microwave. It's already room temperature, so it shouldn't take long at all. So, we're going to make the crust first. What you need to do is go ahead and preheat your oven to bake 350, and while that's preheating, go ahead and melt your butter. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our package of frozen strawberries. They're sliced, okay? Now, like I said, the one my mom usually gets is in a little white tub, and it's frozen strawberry slices with sugar. This doesn't have sugar, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to add a little bit of sugar to it. We're going to let it sit here and thaw. Now, I'm doing it with my mind and my eyes. So we're about 1/2 a cup to 3/4 of a cup of sugar on there. And we're just going to toss it lightly and set it aside. Yes. And that way when we use them, they'll be partially thawed and still partially frozen, and they'll have the sweetness. Set these aside. Okay, so for the crust, we've got our melted butter, and now we're going to get a cup of all-purpose flour. And we're going to go ahead and stick it in the same bowl that we did our butter in. So there's 1 cup of all-purpose flour. And we're going to take 1/2 a cup of chopped pecans. So we got my 1/2 a cup of scoop here. Now, if you want to chop these finer than that, that's up to you. I think my mom does. My mom takes such special care when she fixes food, and she does such a wonderful job. Okay, now, last but not least, we're going to do 1/4 a cup of brown sugar. So what we're going to do is I've got my 1/2 a cup of measuring cup, so we'll do 1/2 of a half. Okay. There you go. 1/2 of a half. All right, now you're going to take your fork and you're going to mix these together. And this is your crust. Now, what you don't want to do is you don't want to put this in your 9x13 and smash it down, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to just plop it down in your 9x13. You're not going to squish it. You're not going to mash it down, because as this cooks, we're going to periodically go in there and break it up. So it's going to be like crumbs when it gets through baking. Okay. All right. Okay, see? It looks just like this. And you're thinking, oh, it don't cover the bottom of the pan. It's okay. We're going to bake it 350, and we're going to bake it for about 20 minutes. But during those 20 minutes, we're going to open it up every once in a while and stir it around so it'll get nice and golden brown. Okay? All right, see ya in 20 minutes. Okay, see? It's nice and doughy and soft. And you just want to stir it up while it's baking about every 6 or 7 minutes. and it's gonna come out a nice golden brown. Just kind of spread it out so it'll make little crumbs. Okay, see how it's getting crumbly now? And it's getting a light brown color to it. Oh, timer says it's ready. So we're gonna pull this out and we're gonna let it cool completely and we're gonna spread it out. Okay, so we are going to set this aside on my cooling rack. Y'all, look at this antique cake taker. Ooh, I got this out of the, look at that. Isn't that awesome? I have 2 round ones, but I got another one. But we're gonna let this cool till it's completely cool. It resembles cookie crumbs. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna work on our filling. So we're going to combine in a large bowl. Okay, we got a large metal bowl. Now when you're doing egg whites, you want to use a metal bowl, especially when you're trying to make meringue or something. So we're gonna get the 2 egg whites. Okay, 1. 2. Okay, so we've got our 2 egg whites in our bowl, and now we're going to beat them until they're fluffy with our mixer. Okay, so we've beat our eggs until they become foamy, and that's what they are now. So now we're gonna add 3/4 a cup of white sugar. And we're gonna add our lemon juice. 2 tablespoons. 1, 2. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to add our berries. Now remember, they're partially frozen, partially thawed, and I added sugar to them because if you buy the frozen ones, I put a picture on there of the kind you need, but if you don't have those, you add sugar. We're gonna beat this at low speed for 2 minutes. So I'm gonna set a timer. Hey Siri, set a timer for 2 minutes. Okay, so we've done for 2 minutes. Siri, set a timer for 2 minutes. Okay, so we actually beat it for like maybe 5.5 minutes, but you just want it till it's stiff. Now it doesn't have to make peaks like meringue, but you want it stiff like this. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our 8-ounce Cool Whip that is still partially frozen, partially thawed, and we're gonna fold in our whip topping. Okay. Now what you want to do is you want to do this the night before you serve it so that it'll have plenty of time to freeze. So make sure you take into account for that when you get ready to make this dessert. It should at least have 6 to 8 hours in the freezer. Okay, let's get our crust that's cooled. Okay, here is our completely cool crust. Looks like a bunch of cookie crumbs. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull apart about 1/4 a cup or a little bit more, between 1/4 and 1/2 a cup. We're gonna use this as a topping, okay? So set this aside. Okay, so just make sure that your crumbs are spread out evenly. You don't need it packed down, you just need it evenly. All right, so now we're gonna take our beautiful strawberry fluff and we're going to place it onto our crust just like this. Y'all, you talk about heavenly. This is like an ice cream dessert. Oh my gosh. Look how full it is. All right, we're gonna spread this out evenly. And now we're going to put our crumbs on there. So take your reserved crumbs. And it's gonna have some pecans on there too from the crust. And you're just gonna sprinkle it ever so lightly. Okay, now we're gonna put our plastic wrap on it and we're gonna freeze it overnight.